Hi everyone, I'm Pin Pin, and I'm a film director. And before I actually start the whole ball rolling, I just want to make sure that all of you would have got a glass of wine in your hands. And if you haven't, please help yourself. And
there's lots of wine, so I think I'll make up.
Yeah. Anyway, the format is quite simple. I'm just going to introduce both of you a little bit. I'm sure everyone knows who you are. But after that, if you've got any questions about the writing of the book and about the book itself, please feel free to ask both of them while you're here, because I believe they're leaving for Ontario in 1.5 days' time, right?
Something like that, yeah.
So, ask away. So yes, Jan is a professor of film studies at University of Waterloo in Canada, and he has written on film in Singapore. Both of you completed Latent Images, the first edition in 2000, and this is your updated, very updated
Yes,
second edition. And I want to ask you a little bit later on about how different it has been, just a gap of 9 years. And Yvonne is an independent scholar, and she also co-wrote this book, as well as, this is interesting, Impressions on Gold Chok Tong Years.
Well, yeah, did that too. He just decided that, you know, I need a few more lines attached to
everything together.
And you've been writing on Singapore film, not least in the international film guide as well. So, so maybe I'll just start the ball by saying that I was flipping through. I haven't had a chance to actually read through the whole book yet, and I'm really impressed by how detailed it has been. I think you've left pretty much no stone unturned, from a write-up about almost every edition of the Singapore International Film Festival, to Asian Film Archive, to Goethe Institute, and of course a rundown of all the short films in Singapore as well. And for me, my favorite part is the most popular films from 1990 onwards in Singapore. I think people who are interested in what Singapore is like looking back will actually find that aspect of Singapore interesting. Singapore's greatest hits. Or maybe we might be too embarrassed about that. So maybe I should just ask all of you, if you've got any questions, maybe just throw them this way, and I'll try and be a traffic police, because I know all of you have so many questions you want to ask.
They can be easy questions too. Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't know, maybe just break the ice if I can.
Of course, please do.
It's the book is part of a project actually that we started already, I think in the second half of the 1990s, and then as you know, it's a second edition of the book of the same name, but it's has been mentioned that it's really updated quite a lot, and lots of material has been added, and new chapters have been added, and the old material that was in the book was revised and updated, because some of the data have changed, or some of the old data were not actually precise, because when we started writing it in 1998, actually then there was really nothing in Singapore cinema, nothing at all, except a few newspaper articles, and there was a sort of an in-house publication by Cathay, only on Cathay Cinema, but that was about it. And I'm quite happy to see that nowadays already that the Singapore cinema has somehow come out of hiding. There were other books. There was the book that was published by Raphael in about 2-3 years ago, and there are articles, there are chapters in books, and if you wish, very recently I was pleasantly surprised. What happened is that in the Centre Pompidou in Paris there is a massive retrospective of Singapore and Malaysian cinemas in the last 50 to 60 years, and it's going to last until the end of February. And when I saw that, I said, well, that means that Singapore cinema has been already or being put on the map, because Centre Pompidou is really a place where people notice things. And well, we have just for comparison, in the old edition that covered the feature production between 1990, the new production between 1991 and 1999, there was less than 20 features. Now you have 20 features in 2008 and 20 features in 2007. Not so many maybe before, but it definitely, I guess it's about 4 times as many films that we had to look at. And besides that, there are new like repertory cinemas. There's an Asian film archives. There is very solid short cinema production, which I guess I would say it would deserve a separate book. I can tell you that. I hope somebody is going to pick it up. And other things. I think lots of things have been happening. Actually, we just already noticed some changes that we cannot put into the book that just came out of the presses a few weeks ago.
Right.
What was it, Yvonne?
Well, just not a few weeks ago, but I was reading our preface and I said, oh my goodness, this is already outdated, because we mentioned the Singapore 21 plan, and I think it's not called the Singapore Media 21 plan anymore. It's like Singapore Media Fusion Plan, and it incorporates, a number
Next
of new
month
things.
it will be called different.
So I said, okay, these things in Singapore change so quickly that our editor was pushing us to get it out as soon as possible, because things here really are in such a flux. And I must say, we really couldn't have done all this without your help. And there are several people here whom we work all the time, like Wenjie, for instance. He was there all the time when we needed him, and we really want to say thanks a lot for everything. And so many people in the film community helped us with their time, information, and material, and we really thank them very much. And we thank you all very much for being here today and spending your evening here with us.
Just a postscript, I would say, the idea of the book was to produce a comprehensive covering of Singapore cinema, and also something that would be sort of readable and could be understood also for people who are not teaching philosophy at the university or something like that. So that's just an explanation of the perspective that we follow.
Yeah, one question, if you don't mind. The first edition, without any photograph here, any color picture, but now I can see the color picture very beautiful here. Is there any motive behind this picture, or any represent what for this, actually you choose this picture?
Well, the film, the 881, the film, is a recent film, and it's a film which was extremely popular, so at least when people see the photograph, they can somehow realize what the book is about.
Oh.
I think it's also a catchy picture.
And
So,
our NUS Press editor was a little bit concerned, or people there were a little bit concerned, because this is, after all, an NUS Press publication, and it's very different from their usual serious image. But I'm very glad that they went along with this, and I think it's turned out pretty well, I think. Yeah.
Sorry, can I just ask the people in front to move in, because I think there's some people stuck in the bottleneck. Any other questions? Well, I actually have one question myself. Was it difficult to focus just on Singapore without reference to Malaysia?